It was only a couple of days before Halloween in 2014 when a woman saw her neighbor, Patricia Ward, placing what she thought were realistic Halloween decorations outside his apartment door. It would be hours later when she would learn that what she saw was the headless corpse and decapitated head of Derek's elderly mother. What made him kill his mother, and could this tragedy have been prevented? 66-year-old Patricia Ward was a professor at Farmingdale State College in Farmingdale, New York. She was a popular teacher who was highly respected, but despite that popularity, none of her coworkers knew her secret. Described as a quiet and extremely private person, her colleagues knew that she had a son. But in the 28 years she dedicated to her job, no one knew the years of struggle she had to endure with her 35-year-old son, Derek. Derek was Patricia's last surviving child. Her other son, Robert, died in 2007 from a heroin overdose. Around 2004, Derek's mental state began to deteriorate to the point that he would be in and out of jail and mental institutions. In 2006, Derek spent 45 days in jail for possession of a gun and drugs. Throughout all of his troubles, his mother Patricia was right by his side, doing her best to help him. Her brother would later say of his sister that she was a gentle and loving mother. Unfortunately, it was difficult for Patricia to get her son the psychiatric help he so desperately needed. While it was a struggle to help her son, Patricia's brother Robert said that Derek had never been violent. But that changed with the death of his grandfather in 2013. At that point, his mental health declined rapidly and he had to be put into a psych ward for 6 weeks in August. On the night of his grandfather's death, he told his uncle that he was starting to hear voices. In July 2014, Patricia and Derek moved into their new apartment and everything seemed fine. Her neighbor said that she walked her dog regularly and everything seemed normal between mother and son. But that all changed on the week of Halloween. On October 28, 2014, Derek Ward brutally attacked his mother. He stabbed her multiple times and decapitated her. He sat in the gore-splattered apartment with his mother's body until about 7:50 p.m. before deciding on his next move. Amid the cover of darkness, Derek dragged his mother's headless corpse out of their second-floor apartment, down the stairs, through the lobby, and onto the street. Tucked under his arm was 66-year-old Patricia's head. He dropped her corpse on the street in front of the apartment, then kicked her head across that same street. Neighbors watched as he simply walked away. For 20 minutes, Patricia's shirtless corpse was on display for the entire neighborhood, confusing some who thought it was an over-the-top prank.
Dale Silverman had just left a nearby parking lot heading home last night when she saw Ms. Ward's headless body and severed head.
And I assumed it was a stupid Halloween prank and the cops were going to be furious that somebody would do this. That's what I put in my head.
And one person even tapped Patricia's head with his foot to see if it was real. Derek couldn't have picked a better location because in that neighborhood, there were many elaborate Halloween decorations, so a headless corpse wasn't out of the ordinary. Also, Derek left his mother's body near a house that was decorated with a fake graveyard. One witness said, "I literally thought it was a prank. We saw the body on one side and saw the head on the other side. I thought everything was a prank. You figure, okay, someone is playing a Halloween prank, but for it to turn out to be reality, wow." And as the neighbors tried to figure out what was going on, Derek had walked 3 blocks to a railroad crossing and stepped right in front of a train, ending his life. Police raced to both scenes not knowing that the events were related. When they got to Patricia's home, they found the apartment splattered with blood, and the murder weapon was still there. It was later revealed by Patricia's brother Robert that Derek grew increasingly unstable. For nearly a week, he was unable to get any medication. Throughout the years, it was becoming harder and harder for Derek to find help, and he was never officially given a diagnosis. Unfortunately, Derek was too old to remain on his mother's health insurance, and she struggled to find a psychiatrist that would take Medicaid. Days before the murder, Robert stated that his sister dropped a fork and Derek got mad at her. He said the sound hurt his head. Robert also said that she begged Derek to go to the emergency room, but he refused. Her brother said that the family told her that she needed to call the police on him, but she was terrified that the police would hurt him. One of the most heartbreaking things about this case is that Patricia had finally found a psychiatrist that took Medicaid and would prescribe the medication that Derek so desperately needed. 2 days before her murder, it's possible she was only 2 days from saving both of their lives. Hey everyone, thank you for watching the Twin Files. If you made it this far, you might be interested in our other Twintober videos. Also, please like and subscribe, it really helps us out.